Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here. I make wire art and jewelry making videos on my channel, as well as weekly live streams troubleshooting new designs. So today we're going to be making these beautiful herringbone style rings. One of them is adjustable and one of them is a fixed size. So what you're going to need for this project are your tools, a ring cone. You're going to need a couple of 6mm beads. I have 3 sizes of wire. I have 20 gauge, 18 gauge, and 24 gauge of the artistic copper wire. So for the adjustable ring, you're going to need a piece of the 18 gauge wire that's about 4 inches long. And then what we're going to do to start is just curve it a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit to get it started. And then what you're going to do is take your bead. Now you're going to need a bead that has a larger hole. So I'm using the miracle beads. So it could actually slide onto the 18 gauge wire. So you're going to take a 12-inch piece of the 24 gauge wire, and near the end, about an inch from the end, you're just going to twist it around one side of the bead. Okay, and we're going to clip that end in a minute. So we're just going to turn it around, and then we're going to start our herringbone style of wrap. So we're going to bring that around the front and then just twist it around. Okay, so we've got the bead secured in place, and then now what we can do is go ahead and clip that little end that you started with. We'll just clip it right off so the end is hidden underneath, and you could even go ahead and just push it so it's underneath and flush and it's not scratchy. So then we're going to go ahead with our herringbone design. So always wrapping it around to the front. Okay, so we're going to bring it around and wrap, and then turn it and then wrap to the front. And you can decide how many wraps that you want to do. It could be anywhere from going around 4 times, 5 times, up to 6 times, depending. I guess it'll also depend on how large your finger is and how much of a design you want around the beads. So I think I'll go sort of for a medium amount. So if we do like 4 on either side, that could be good. And then we're going to do the same thing where we clip the end. So we're going to go ahead and clip it. Okay. Same thing, we want to pinch it in a little bit. And then you're going to put it back on the ring cone here, hold it in place, and then wrap these ends on either side. Okay, and put it about where you want your ring size, if you have a measurement for your ring size, and if you don't know, just try it on your finger. And then at that point, we can just cut it. We want to make our little loops, right? So what we want to do is cut it, say, a little bit on either side of the center. Okay, we'll do one side, and then you want to make sure you cut it like sort of in the same, so you have the same amount on either side. So we'll go ahead and cut it there. You can measure it with a ruler if you want. And then you're going to get your round pliers, okay, and we're going to hold the end, and just with the flip of your wrist there, bend it one way and then back the other way, and then flip it, and then do the same thing. So we're going to bend it around, okay, and then that way. And what you can do now is get your flat pliers to make sure those are flat, and make sure it's kind of curved around. So you can either, have them, you could have left more space and have one on top of the other. You could make that so it's adjustable, and then you're going to put it back on the ring cone as always. And there you have your really cute adjustable herringbone ring. So for the style that's not adjustable, we're going to start with a shorter piece that's about 20 gauge wire, about 4 inches, and put the bead on there. You can actually use 22 gauge if you want. And then we're going to take a 24 gauge, and this too, you can also use the 22 gauge if you want it the wrap wire to be a little thicker. And so we're going to go ahead and just start like we did the other one. We're going to do a complete twist around, and we want to start attaching the bead with the weave around it. So we're going to start like that, like we did the first one. And then at that point, we can clip that little end. You just don't want to clip it until it's really secure in place. If you need to tighten it up, go ahead and tighten it up a bit. So we'll go ahead and clip it. And clip it in a way that you can push the end in so it's flush underneath and it's not taking up any space. And then we're going to do our herringbone weave. So we're going to go ahead and bring it around. And this one, I wouldn't necessarily do too many times around because you don't want it too wide. So I probably cut this wire a little too long, and you don't really need a whole foot of wire. And so I'm thinking we could go around probably 3 or 4 times. It's kind of easier just to rotate it as you go. And to get it curved, you kind of like push it around the bead, and then that helps to make it curved. So we're going to go around. And I'm sure a lot of you are watching are more professional at the herringbone weave than I am, but this is just sort of the idea. And so there we go. So we've been around 4 times, and then now we can clip that end. As you can see, I cut it way too long, which is fine. Okay, so we're going to go on there. So this is the first stage, is to do the bead woven on, and then we want to make the base for the rings. We're going to take an 18 gauge wire because that's a little thicker, and then we're going to bring it around like that. See how big you want the ring to be. Okay, and then what you want to start with is just clip one end. Okay, we're just going to clip it and then do our loop. Okay, we'll do a little loop there. And this is going to be where you string the wire through to attach it. Okay, and then just bend it a little bit more so it's kind of centered. Over here, you can clip it. I think if you clip it about a 1/4 inch over, okay, it should work out. This you're going to have to fiddle it around with it to see what's the best for you. And then we're going to bend it sort of, I like to bend it the opposite way of what I did the other ones. We're going to bend that down and then bend that one up. Okay, so wiggle it around so they're nicely centered. And if you have to use your flat pliers just to get it centered properly. And then we're going to take our herringbone bead thing here and bend these down a little bit. Okay, hold that in place and bend these down a little bit. Okay, and then these are going to go into these loops. So we're going to take those, put them into the loops. This is very similar to a design that I did. It's called Rings to Make and Sell. And I'll link up that video below because that's my most popular video, and that design is for rings similar to this, but just with a simple bead, and that takes like really no time to make. So it's a great ring design too if you're selling at craft shows and stuff. So now we're going to twist this around to hold it in place, and just pull it with your flat pliers. Probably go around 3 times is good, because that way it gives it a nice finish. Okay, so once you're done that, just clip your ends. Make sure you have some nice good cutters that are going to give a good clean cut. Okay, we're going to bring that in here. Perfect. And then at that point you could, you know, squeeze the coil in a little bit. If you found it's not tight enough, you can just squeeze it in so it looks a little more professional. Okay, and if you have any pokey ends, just pinch them in. And then as always, I put it back on the ring cone just to make sure it's nice and round and beautifully finished. And that's gorgeous. Here's your little herringbone ring that's not adjustable. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more DIY wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to share pictures of your wire art creations, be sure to join the Facebook group, the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club, where we share photos and inspiration. And if you don't have Facebook, no problem. You could email photos to info@heatherboydwire.com and I'll share them in the community section of my channel. And if you'd like to check out our wire art and jewelry on Etsy, we have a shop where we make custom wire jewelry and wedding cake toppers. If you'd like to learn some more specialized techniques for wire art and jewelry, I offer an online course where I have modules about making flattened wire bookmarks and also making spiral beads for necklaces and earrings, and how to make a special kind of tree where you weave the wires together. So there's also a module about how to make your own jig, and that one comes with all the templates for the designs I've made so far, including the ones made with the Artistic Wire Deluxe Jig Kit. Or if you prefer just to purchase the templates, I have a link for that below as well. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time.